Sacrifice versus rewards. My friends, I have come to realize that a lot of the things that I work towards, whether it's financial goals, whether it is my own personal goals, whether it is, whatever it is, it does require quite a bit of hard work, sacrifice, planning. It doesn't just happen overnight in some instances, and it can get frustrating, demotivating, and sometimes we may feel like giving up. I have gone through quite a bit of that in my life in one area or another. Whether it is working towards saving for a big project, or the day to day, or going on a diet, whatever it is, I do realize that the word sacrifice has become a very significant part of my life. And rewards, well, I have to determine what those rewards are based on the sacrifices I'm making. Now, if I try to get to too big a goal in too short a time, it can be frustrating. And so it's also a lesson for me to determine how much sacrifice I really need to make in order to get to a realistic goal that I consider my reward. As we think about this, my friends, it is not anything complicated, anything big, anything extravagant. It's the little things in life. For example, going to school. You have to consider how much work you have to put in every single day to be able to pass your exams. Or how many years you have to study in order to get a degree that will probably not bring in such a huge salary, but a salary you need nonetheless. It is whether or not you're on a trajectory of physical goals. You want to lose a certain number of pounds, but you can't eat everything that you've always been eating because, well, some of them just carry too many calories. I can testify to that. Ice cream is my love. Chocolate is my love. But after a while, you realize that you're no longer 20. Yes, unfortunately. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. It does require forgetting some of the things you love and working towards your goal with what other resources you have to get you there. Now let's talk about this step by step to some of this, because I know when we hear this, it sounds demotivating and discouraging, and it can be. But I'm in the workforce, so I'm no longer studying. And I thought when I finished studying, after all the hard work and the sacrifices and everything, that I was going to be in seventh heaven forever. I was never going back to school. It was done. I was going to earn the big money and I was going to travel the world. Rain check, my friends. It didn't pay that much. Certainly not as much as I thought it would. And it certainly didn't get me as far as I thought it would. So I usually think to myself, was all of that sacrifice worth the little rewards I have from that? But then I thought to myself, without the sacrifice, where would I be today? So while it was a necessary evil and I had no choice, I may not be able to sacrifice and make some big wins, but I can make those small wins worth it. Here is another challenge. As we look at the sacrifice that we're making, let us determine if it will bring the rewards that we need today, tomorrow, or in the near future, if that's what we need right now. Maybe we need to break those goals into smaller goals that we can achieve in a faster time. Being realistic will reduce your stress level. Believe me. I have continued to set goals. As you know from my previous videos, I just don't sit still. I may not be working on them right now. I may know I'm not going to be able to achieve them in any short time, but the idea of putting plans in place and working towards something more incrementally means that one day I may get there or I may not. That's the reality. But at least I have something in my head that I'm working towards. It prevents me from getting complacent and just relaxing right where I am and not pushing myself and pushing the boundaries that have been set for me. So my friends, I know I haven't touched the list of things that we could discuss in this short video. Feel free to drop in the comments below your sacrifice and your rewards. The sacrifices you're making and the rewards you haven't yet received. Let's talk about it. Let's encourage each other. I would love to know that we are all working towards something despite how challenging it is, and knowing that at the end of it we can have that great celebration. Never give up. Even if we believe the reward isn't worth the sacrifice, let's find a way to put some more energy, time, and planning into place that we can feel better at the end of that journey. My friends, Like I said before, life is a lot about sacrifices. And while the rewards may not necessarily be what we think they will be, sometimes you just cannot move forward without making those sacrifices anyway. So let's not worry about it. Let's not get demotivated and stressed. Let's just tell ourselves, well, the thing has got to be done, so let's do it. Get yourself out of your comfort zone, put on your big boy and big girl boots, and go out there and get it done. Because, my friends, without the sacrifices, there will be no rewards. And while the sacrifices may not give the rewards we want, we can get something out of it that we can still celebrate. Get in the frame of mind where you're willing to celebrate every little win. And maybe, just maybe one day, all that sacrifice will finally pay off. And the rewards would have been worth it.